Good evening everyone and welcome to the Scientist Reverse Grid League here tonight in the Einstein League. Our first race, as you can see, is here at Abu Dhabi, where we are in real life for the season finale this weekend. So the first race will be here in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and the second one will be a beautiful Imola in San Marino. As you can see, the sun is about to go down, the weather's dry, everything is set up for a beautiful first race here in the Einstein League. Only 12 contestants tonight in here for the first race, maybe 13 or 14 for the second one. We have to wait on that, but it's not bad to have around 12 or 13 drivers in, because tensions are a little bit higher, battles could be a little bit more tense. So let's see what these guys have in store for us. Spooner in the Williams will start from P1, Momram from P2, Moshe P3, behind him Casto, Wisburn, Dicunia, Rob, Walter B, Palagil in P9, Professor Zoo in P10, behind him Scientist, and Kobe, who is reserving tonight for Nick. So both Williams are here tonight, also both Ferraris with Momram and Dicunia. We only have one Red Bull in Wisburn and one Alpine, and Castor also only one Merc, one McLaren, one Alfa Romeo, one Haas and one Aston Martin, in which Scientist is driving. Unfortunately, the game hasn't brought out an update for the new layout of the track, so we still have to drive on the old layout. It's a little bit shit, but not too much shit. Still very open for overtakes, especially in the league race, more to realistic driving because of the dirty air. It's also in the game, but not as heavy, and you don't destroy your tires that much. Speaking of tires, almost everyone is starting on the softs. Only Professor Zoom P10 and Scientist in P11 are starting both on mediums. We will also take a look at penalties during the race, pit stops, and of course the position changes. The full track map is on the right bottom, so you can follow your favorite driver around this tricky track with a lot of walls, a few runoff areas, but the curbs could be pretty nasty and spin you just off into the wall. This section here in sector 3, very, very tricky. If you lose traction, you can easily put your car into the wall. That's what you try not to do, of course. So Spooner in the Williams starting from P1. His teammate tonight as a reserve is Colby. He's starting from P12. Let's see what he's up to tonight here in Abu Dhabi. The boys are forming up the grid now, and the start is only seconds away. The last two guys are now in the grid position. And the 5 red lights are about to go on and then off. 4, 5 red lights. And they're out. And that means go. Spooner defending P1. Smooth start by the top 5. Nothing's changing here. Wisbin defending from Casto, Merc going a little bit wide in Raw, but no crashes, which is really good. Colby already made up 2 positions against Zoo, and Scientists were going up to that nasty, tricky little left-hander. And as you can see here, Momram had a little moment, lost a bit of time, and that meant that a few guys went into the back of each other. Let's hope that there has no wing damage, because otherwise He can already pit for a new front wing. We saw that Rob and Castro touch tires there a little bit. Rob already up to P4, maybe a tech measure for P3. He's not doing that right now. And guys are going side by side here. The Ferrari of D'Cunha losing the rear end a little bit, running over the curbs, also like Pelagil, trying to keep that car on track. And people are going side by side here. Mumram lost P2 to Moshe, and Spooner already has a 2-second gap to P2. So great start by Spooner. Also great start by Rob, who's already up to P4. He's pushing really, really hard. He's going for the overtake against Mumram on the inside, backing off. As Mumram defended that very well around the outside, had a lot of overspeed. And as you can see here, that Casto overtook Wisbin, and Wisbin is only a few centimeters behind him. He's almost in his clutch. Let's see what they're up to. Casto defending the inside. No, he's pitting. Casto is already pitting, so he has damage. And he's reacting. And he's, I think, the only guy who is reacting. So, let's see if that's the right decision. Rob is now overtaking Mumram and now defending from him. Rob already up to P3. They're both losing a lot of time here, as you can see. Wisbin is coming closer now. Rob defender P3 from Mumram, and Wisbin is now down the inside against Mumram side by side through the hairpin, staying on the inside. Wisbin, very nice move, very clean. Kobe up to P9, getting another free position. No, not a free position, but another position for him. Walterby coming closer, defending from Mumram now. Mumram is losing positions, and Wisbin braked a little bit too late here and lost P4 against Walterby, and now Mumram is back in the shit mix, and he wants P5 from Wisbin side by side. Mumram makes it through, and Wisbin is losing position suddenly. He's really slow all of a sudden. Mumram running a little bit wide. Professor Zoo up to P7. He's now gaining positions. Kobe against D'Cunha. Jumping on the onboard of Kobe because there's a lot of things going on. He's overtaking D'Cunha around the outside, side by side. Oh, D'Cunha spun. Maybe touched the side pod of Kobe there a little bit. That means Spinola for him. And Kobe very, very close behind Professor Zoo now. Only 1/10 of a second. Oh, bumping into the rear of him. And then overtaking him. I don't know. Oh, Moshe and Rob out. Rob and Moshe are out of this race. That's a proper DNF. Both out at the same place. We have to see that again. We have to watch where the cars are. So they're on the right side here, as you can see. Boop, there they are. So maybe they touched going around that long, crazy fast right-hander. Or the left, or like the exit of the right-hander, leaning into the left-hander. And Pelagil and Scientist both got a 5-second time penalty, which was probably caused by Scientist because he's the car behind. That means Pelagil will probably get that removed as soon as he puts it in. The incident report, we have a virtual safety car at the moment, and we have a 4.5-second gap from P1 to P2. So first of all, it's surprising that we have a 4.5-second gap, but it's also surprising that Walterby is P2. He gained 6 positions. Drive through for Casto. Nice. So if you pit early and then fuck it up with another violation regarding the virtual safety car getting a drive through, that's a shit mix race for him. So Walterby gained 6 positions, Kobe 7, Zoo 4, and then we have the big loser in Casto who lost 6 positions, and D'Cunha lost 3. Mumram with a 3-second time penalty now. And we're jumping on board with Kobe. It was only 1/10 behind Mumram. Taking a wider line to get traction early. Oh, that was nice, but Mumram early on the throttle. Kobe trying to use his ERS to go down the inside. He's making the move stick. Nice move. Mumram played that game with him instead of against him. So they both survive. Yellow flag, sector 1, sector 2, that's Wisbin. Wisbin spun, but the wing looks fine, so maybe he didn't hit the wall, but that means P8 now. Which is quite horrible, to say the least. He knows best, of course. Kobe up to P3 now. Mumram P4. Professor Zoo is coming for P4 against Mumram. Mumram squeezing him to the inside, but probably opening up the corner now. He does. He's sticking the nose in, but then he backs off. Nice battle by both of them. And Pelagil is smelling blood in the water. Side by side with Mumram. Mumram, the ERS king, has enough left. Pelagil not using anything. Mumram down the inside, leading the corner. Pelagil saw that coming, but Mumram recovered really, really good into the next right-hander. So, but that was a shit exit by him. So Pelagil has now the chance going around the outside. Mumram backing off because he's on the inside on that nasty curb and losing the position to Pelagil now. So that means Kobe gained 9 positions and a 3-second time penalty. For P3, Walterby in P2 with a 3.5 second gap to Kobe. And the gap from Spooner to Walterby went down from 4.5 to around 3.5 seconds. So Walterby gained 1 second within 2 laps. Kobe also with the fastest lap. Now Pelagil with a 3-second time penalty to his name. And Wisbin is now in the pits. Casto 28 seconds behind, of course, because he had the drive-through. And Wisbin is now coming out of the pits. Casto coming around the last corner, so maybe the gap between both of them won't be that big, but it's still big enough, as you can see here. Wisbin is coming out of the pits. Casto's just in turn 1, so that's around 8 seconds or something like that. Yeah, 7.5, so all safe there for Wisbin, but all the other guys still have to pit. Let's see who hasn't pitted yet. Only Wisbin and Casto have pitted. That means the top 8 still has to pit. Everything up for grabs still. Spooner home alone in P1. Professor Zoo and Kobe fighting for P3. Well, Professor Zoo just stole P3 from Kobe. Nice move by him. Kobe on softs, Zoo on mediums, and it seems like the crossing point, the turnover to the mediums has been done now. So the mediums seem to be quicker now than the softs. So that means we can see a lot of soft runners coming into the pits now or on the next lap. And Kobe, speaking of it, Kobe is coming into the pits. Of course, Scientist staying out. He's on mediums. Let's see what D'Cunha is doing. He's staying out too. Wisbin just pitted. Castor already pitted, so nothing to see here. Walterby around 3 seconds behind Spooner, so he didn't gain a lot on the last lap. D'Cunha overtaking Kobe, of course, because he's still in the pits. Scientist up to P5 now, 2 seconds behind Pelagil, who's fighting to get back into the DRS off Professor Zoo, who himself is around 4 seconds behind P2 in Walterby. Casto with the fastest lap, of course, he has clean air. I think Casto can see the light at the end of the tunnel, because Mumram is only 5 seconds ahead of him. Mumram already has a penalty, so maybe Castro's able to gain 1 or 2 more positions here because of penalties and the pit stops to come. Well, of course, his tyres will be pretty shit at the end of the race, so best case scenario for Castro will be a full course safety car, so he can switch to the softs for the last few laps of this race. Speaking of the last few laps, we're just on lap 6 of 14. Only close battle on track right now is Wisbin against Kobe for P7. Wisbin within DRS range, but still far away from an overtake. And Walterby is coming into the pit. Spooner is staying out. Walterby coming in. He's doing the undercut on Spooner. The gap was around 3 seconds. He's coming in from mediums now. Let's see where he's coming out. That's the more important question. D'Cunha also coming in. Pelagil too. So maybe Walterby has clean air and can use these mediums to his advantage to get these tires going and make the undercut work. Of course, it's 3 seconds. That's a lot. But if he gets the gap down by a second, it helps him. It just gives him momentum and enough motivation to attack even more. Scientist with a penalty, Kobe with a penalty, Mummer himself also with a penalty at the moment. Tacunia going down into P10, Casto overtaking him, but that's close. But yeah, that's the light at the end of the tunnel. So Professor Zoo around 5.5 seconds behind Spooner now. He is still, of course, on his mediums, like Scientist. Spooner and... yeah, Spooner, I think, is the only guy on softs who hasn't pitted yet. Well, let's see. Yeah, only the 2 medium runners, Professor Zoo and Scientist, still on track. And Spooner, who started on softs, is still here on track. We're driving on board with him in Sector 3 of Abu Dhabi to see how his tires work. It seems like there's a lot of understeer in here. As you can see here, the car is just drifting over the front tires. Next right-hander, and then he has to come into the pits, and he's doing it. He's coming in. He has to watch the speed here. He did. Professor Zoo also coming in. We're staying here with Spooner because that was our net leader before the pit stops, and we have to see where he's coming out. Scientist takes the lead now. He's staying out on another lap on his mediums, but it's not net P1. Sector 3, yellow flags. Who is that? That is Kobe. But that was probably only a spin because there's no safety car. Spooner coming out. Where is he coming out? Here's Walterby. On board with Walterby. Where is Spooner? Spooner's behind Walterby. Walterby made the undercut work. Spooner's half a second behind Walterby, and he can get P2 and net P1 back now with the help of DRS. Let's see if he can manage to do that. But Walterby, the first place, took advantage of the undercut, overtook Spooner while pitting 1 lap earlier. Oh, that was a little mischief or something from Spooner. Professor Zoo 4 seconds behind Spooner, so he also gained a second on Spooner during the pit. So maybe there was something wrong in the pits with Spooner, or it's just the soft tires that Zoo is now working with. We have yellow flags again. It's Tacunia. He's out of the race. So let's see if we can get a safety car now. Oh, virtual auto. It's a safety car. There it fucking is. That's the full car safety car. And that means everyone who has pitted now can decide to pit on fresh softs. Or if you already have pitted on fresh softs, you just stay out. What is Scientist doing? He is in the pits. Oh, what a move. But he has the 5 seconds to his name. That means he has to wait 5 seconds. He gets the softs on now, but he will go back to P4 or P5, I think. Maybe P4. Let's see where he is now. He's just going down into the tunnel, but I think that's P4 for him. So nothing changed here because of the 5 seconds. He's in front of Penalties, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's in front of him. Castor's pitting, and he's, of course, pitting for soft tires. That's the only thing he has to do. Kobe far back here. I don't know what has happened to him. Maybe he just pitted 1 lap before. Oh, no, he's coming in. He's coming in now. So, safety car on lap 8, which means it will come in probably on lap 10. So we're on lap 9 now, so at the end of lap 10. So Kobe has still enough time to close the gap to all the guys in front of him. But now the interesting question, the only question is now, which tires are these guys using? Walterby and Spooner on fresh mediums. Zoo and Scientist, fresh softs. Palagil, fresh mediums. Wisbon and Mumram, all some kind of fresh mediums. And then we have Casto and Kobe on fresh softs. So those 2 guys will attack the medium runners from P5 to P7. At the same time, Zoo and Scientist will attack Spooner and Walterby. So we will have a lot of battles and hopefully not so much carnage, but you never know. Especially when an advantage is there with the tyres and no DRS, just pure racecraft and usage of ERS. We could see some crazy shit. So Casto already, or like almost already closed the gap. Sector 3, he's only 1.5 corners away. Kobe is cruising because he knows he will get to the whole pack within the next half a lap. Of course, the safety car staying out for another lap, so that means Kobe has enough time to smooth down a little bit. Oh, we see pit stops. Wisbin and Mumram, they're pitting now. So they saw what's coming, and they just waved the white flag to say, boys, just go. We don't give a shit, just go. But we also want to be on fresh softs. And that's a complete attack on Pelagiel, who's on mediums in P5. That's a full attack on him, but also maybe on the guys in P1 and P2, because that's the big storyline now. We have 3 guys on mediums, everyone else on fresh softs. We have to wait and see what these guys can do on their mediums or softs respectively. It'll be very, very interesting to see what they can do now. The pack is together now, they're all bunched up. We're on the first DRS straight here, coming into Sector 2. Safety car, of course, still out at the moment, but it will probably come in at the end of this lap. So the boys are readying up and warming up their tires to get a sweet restart and defend their positions. There it is. Race control says the safety car will come in on this lap. That means we will have a 4-lap showdown here in Abu Dhabi in the Einstein League. Walterby is your leader at the moment. Behind him, Spooner, also mediums. And then we have Zoo and Sanchez on fresh softs, Pelagiel P5, also on mediums. And all the guys behind from P6 to P9 just pitted for fresh soft tyres. And we also have some penalties still here. We have 6 seconds to Pelagiel's name, 3 to Kobe and 3 to Mumram. We're now on board with Walterby. We're switching cameras now to see what's also going on in the midfield. Oi, 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 oi! I hope you also can see that. I think Castor didn't want to see it. But what is happening now? Is the safety car staying out? No, it's green flags. So Castor just DNF'd, just like that. That was it. Fucking hell. Kobe already overtook Pelagiel, so he's up to P5. Ay, 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 that was a touch. Ay, 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 ay. Oh my god, Pelagiel is out of this race. Kobe and Pelagiel touched, going around the nasty right-hander. They both crashed into the wall. Pelagiel is out of this race, and Kobe has massive damage to his car. We're jumping on board with Zoo, who's trying to go down the inside against Spooner. Soft against mediums. There's a touch. Zoo leaving enough space here. Scientist seizing everything here. He's just seen the gap. He's going for it. Spooner P5. Wisbin also P4 now. Professor Zoo full attack on Walterby now. Wisbin against Spooner. Spooner is fighting with his mediums against fresh softs from Wisbin. Sorry for that. But he has no chance. Wisbin defending the inside line here. Defending P4 from Spooner, and he's under attack for Mumram now, who gets another 3-second time penalty. But Mumram also on fresh softs, and he wants to get past to get a little bit more positions here. But of course, he's now up to 6 seconds, I think. Yeah, he's up to 6. Kobe on 3. No one else has penalty, so it's almost race done for Mumram. But he's fighting for pride and for honor, of course. And no one can be mad about that. Kobe pitting now, of course. He has no wing left on his car. And the gap between Walterby and Zoo is about... it's staying the same, kind of. Professor Zoo is gaining a tenth or two in the slow parts of the track. Of course, he has more traction, can brake a little bit later. And Scientist is closing in on Zoo now. And on the next lap, we will see DRS. So Zoo has to push really, really hard now to get into the DRS of Walterby. Scientist is already there. Wisbin really close to Scientist. Jumping on board with Scientist to see where he's able to gain time on Professor Zoo. Of course, these guys are also using different assists. Everyone is allowed to use traction medium, and the racing line just corners. And everyone is allowed to use ABS. But I know that Professor Zoo is driving with traction off and also ABS off. So he's fine-tuning his driving style a little bit, and he's just more vulnerable to looking up or to spin the car. So he has to be very, very careful, a little bit more careful than a few other guys who are using more assists. But he's just nailing it at the moment, because he gained around half a second now on Walterby within the last lap, and the gap to Scientist went up by half a second. So he's coming now. It's the penultimate lap, 13 of 14, and Wisburn really close to Scientist. He has DRS. Scientist has not DRS, but he will have it now. So let's see if he can make use of it, and if he can re-overtake Wisburn for P3. He's using a lot of ERS and DRS, and that's P3 back in Scientist's hands. And that's yellow flags in sector 1. I think that's Kobe. He had a little moment. But yeah, he's 44 seconds behind Mumram in P7. So closest battle on track for P3. Wisbin against Scientist. No one with penalties. So that is for track position. And Scientist is closing the gap to Zoo now a little bit more. And if he also has DRS, then the position of Wisbin just becomes a little bit more shitty, because you don't want to be the third car in the DRS chain. So he has to hope that Professor Zoo speeds up a little bit and gets Scientist out of the DRS window so he can attack him instead of Scientist defending. Oh, they're taking different lines to that corner, and Zoo is now within DRS range against Walterby, and Scientist is just out of DRS. He's just out, so Wisbin has the big chance to overtake Scientist now on the last lap with the help of DRS, and Zoo has the chance to gain a little bit on Walterby with the help of DRS, but it seems like Walterby is just quick enough to defend, and Wisbin now overtook Scientist cleanly again, and he's on the racing line. Let's see if he has enough ERS to defend. He still has ERS. Scientist is very low on it, but he has DRS. Wisbin staying to the inside, defending the position. Scientist going around the outside, and he's making the move stick. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. The fight for P3 is not over. Wisbin gaining time on Scientist. He's down the inside. Oh, they tie! that's horrible. That's pain. As Walter B wins this race in Abu Dhabi ahead of Zoo, Scientist, and now Spooner is crossing the line. He will probably jump up to P5 because of penalties. He is. Now it's P5 for Wisbon, P6 for Mumram. Oh, but that little moment there, the penultimate corner between Scientist and Wisbon, was heartbreaking. Kobe still on track. Last sector. Maybe going for fastest lap, who knows. But P7. So that's good point still for Williams if he doesn't send it into the wall. So, yeah, to finish first, you have to finish first, so just finish first. That's another wing gone. It's just drifting around the last corner and crossing the line in P7 for Williams, so at least some good points for Williams. Not a stellar performance by himself, but everyone can learn from mistakes, so everything Gucci in that aspect. What? That happens when a German tries to speak English. Congratulations to Walter B and his beautiful win here in Abu Dhabi, and his McLaren. P2 goes to Professor Zoo, P3 to Scientist. They both started at the back, P10, P11. Started on the mediums and made that alternate strategy work. Landing on the podium here in Abu Dhabi. And now we're going to see the final results. Walter B winning here in Abu Dhabi, starting from P8. Professor Zoo finishing in P2 ahead of Scientist in P3. Spooner P4, Wisbon P5 with the fastest lap. Mumram P6, Kobe P7, and then we had 5 DNFs in Pelagil, Casto, Vicuña, Moshe, and Rob. So we're taking a quick screenshot, so don't worry, the blue screen will be gone within the next few seconds. So second race will be a beautiful Imola. So you won't hear me for the next 10 to 12 minutes. The stream will stay on. We won't take a break on picture, just on voice. So I will be back talking to you in around 10 minutes. Stay in, stay tuned, and see you in a few minutes. Welcome back everyone for our second race here tonight in the Einstein League. Here beautiful Imola, the sun is shining, the sky is blue. After a night race at Abu Dhabi that Walterby won, Zoo came in second, Scientist in third, 12 drivers in. It was a very, very tense race in Abu Dhabi. We had 5 DNFs. That was really a lot. I hope not to see that much people DNF here at Imola because the track is just too beautiful to DNF. But it's also very tricky because you have grass and gravel everywhere. The wall is not that far away and the curves can set you off badly. So let's see what we're on about here in beautiful San Marino. We're just waiting for all the players to get ready. And then we quickly jump into the tyre selection to see who's going for the alternate strategy. The only 3 guys who went for the alternate strategy in the last race have been Zoo, Scientist, and I think someone else who then DNF'd. I'm not sure, but Zoo and Scientist made that work beautifully because they finished on the podium. Let's see what strategy is the best around here at Imola. Of course, the soft tires work beautifully around here. But we have to see where these guys start and if there is a safety car. We had a safety car at Abu Dhabi on lap 6. So let's see what happens here. Colby starting in P1. He finished in P7. Last finish in Abu Dhabi. Mumram starting from P2. Wisbin behind. Spooner P4, Scientist P5, then Zoo, Walterby, Castall first DNF, or the last DNF from Abu Dhabi. Behind him, Dacunia, Pelagil, Moshe, and Rob. Colby is really, really quick on his formation lap. Already has a big gap to Mumram, who himself has a big gap to Wisbin. All the guys behind taking their time, of course, to warm up the tyres. Colby is starting on mediums, as Mumram and Wisbin are also doing, up to P3. Spooner and P4, the first guy starting on softs. Scientist and Zoo also on softs. Walterby and Cast on mediums, and Rob in last place also on mediums. So pretty mixed up. We also take a look at the penalties during the race, and of course the pit stops. We have the full track map on the right bottom, so you can follow your favorite driver around the track. Colby already finished his formation lap. He will have to wait probably around 30 seconds until everyone else is also on the grid, so he's already in his grip position now. Mumram just following him. Wisbin in P3 just there behind him. Spoon and Scientist. Quite a big gap to Professor Zoo, and then the next big gap to Walterby in P7. Casta also left a big gap to Walterby. I don't know what's the purpose here, but it is what it is. Rob in last place, of course, took his time. He's starting on the medium tyres. The grid is formed up and the red lights are on now, 5 of them, and they're out. Colby in P1 has a good start, staying in P1. Mumram in P2. On the inside there's Spooner on the outside, already P3, now P2 for Spooner. Big start for him on the soft tyres. He made them really work from P4 to P2. Beautiful start by him. And now we have a Williams 1-2 here at Imola, and Spooner is quick on these softs. And we have some guys who are going down the order. It's Wisburn, who's now in last place. Where is his car? Oh, he's really in last place, so maybe that was a little touch that set him off. But right now, both Williams at the front. Colby, let's Spooner go. That's some team tactics. That's beautiful to see. So he lets Spooner go because Spooner is on the softs, Colby on the mediums, and he's defending against everyone for his teammate. That's beautiful to see. So much love between those two. And Colby has to defend from Scientist and Professor Zoo, both on soft. So Colby has his hands full to do the work here. Of course, on the straights, they're all quick, no matter what. The tricky thing is in the corners, but Scientist is coming. He's quick. Go around the outside. Oh my god. Colby has to let Scientist go, but he's a good run. Scientist a little bit slow here on the exit. And Zoo is attacking Colby, but he's backing off for the next left-hander and the right-hander. So Colby defending really good, but already had to let Scientist go, who's also on softs. But the gap between Spoon and Scientist is a second, so he's out of DRS at the moment, which will help him in the first place. And Colby is defending from Zoo now. He's doing the best job he can here. The gap between Spoon and Scientist is 1.2, and the gap between Scientist and Colby is under a second. So that means Colby will have DRS on Scientist as it stands right now, and he can attack him to make Scientist lose a little bit more time. Penalties getting P9 from Wisburn. He's trying to make up his way after he went down to last place, now P10. Spooner with the fastest lap now, 118 flat. And Colby is under attack from Professor Zoo. Defending very, very well like a lion. And Zoo attacking him very, very fairly. The gaps are pretty small. We only have a big gap. Oh, we have yellow flags here. Wisburn again down to last place, and the next big gap is between Mosh and Pelagial, almost 2.5 seconds. But from P8 up to P1, it's a whole DRS train. Oh, that's a mistake. That's a mistake by Colby, and Zoo is through. Zoo is through up to P3 after a mistake by Colby, who's down to P4 now. Of course, he still has the ace in his hands, the Joker, which means he has started on mediums. So he will have the soft at the end of the race and can attack all these guys. But for now, he's down to P4. Yellow flags in Sector 2. That's Tacunia, who had a moment, who's now last. With a gap of almost 15 seconds. Scientist with the fastest lap now. He can also use DRS now. Spooner defending the position easily because the gap wasn't small enough to go for an overtake. Very close battle here between Walterby and Rob, former teammates the last season. They won the Constructors' title. Now they're fighting against each other in a McLaren and a Mercedes. Rob, who DNF'd in Abu Dhabi. Walterby won the race in Abu Dhabi, so completely opposite directions from the first race. They're now fighting for P6 here. And Walterby not in the DRS of Casto. Both guys are mediums. Casto is also medium, so the gap is legit. And now Rob and Moshe will have DRS on Walterby. Let's see if both of them can get Walterby here. We're jumping on board with Moshe. He has no chance to overtake Walterby, but Rob did. So Rob up to P6. Walterby P7. Wisburn overtaking Mumram with the help of DRS. Easy move for him. Mumram down to P11 now. And the gaps are still pretty small, close between all these guys here. Castro out of DRS against Zoo. Kobe very close behind Castro in on lap 5. So the mediums will get better now. The crossing point could be right now or in after another lap. Spooner and Scientist are both on the softs, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Zoo too. So the top 3 right now is on soft tires. We have 16 laps to go, only 5 done in a few seconds. So let's see when these soft guys will pit. Scientist will have the DRS, but he's too far away to go for an attack on Spooner, although he gains more than half a second on the straight just with the help of DRS. It's unbelievable. Ticunya with a 3-second time penalty like Mumram and Moshe in PA. Lead in P1 in his Williams. Right behind him, Scientist and Professor Zoo. Kobe took P4 from Casto, probably on the main straight, with the help of DRS. And now Rob is in the same position that Walterby was in a few moments ago in P6, with no DRS on the guy in front, but Walterby has the DRS on him. Walterby also has a 3-second time penalty now to his mate. And Scientist is now really close behind Spooner. And Scientist got a penalty. He went a little bit wide there on the exit. He also lost a 10th there. Both down on ERS already. Professor Zoo still has a little bit left. But Scientist will probably go for the overtake here. He did. P1 for Scientist now. Spooner P2 and Zoo P3. That battle is hot as fire. Oh, Scientist did a little mistake. His exit was really bad. Spooner going down the inside there. Scientist just closing the door on Spooner. Spooner running a little bit wide. No penalty for him now. Yellow flag, sector 1, sector 2, it's Wispen again. It's down to P11 now, but still on track, still driving. Spooner trying desperately to stay in the DRS of Scientist to attack him for P1. We're on lap 7 right now. And the time for the pit stop will come this or the next lap. Scientist staying out, Spooner 2, Zoo also, so no undercut, but DRS for Spooner. Let's see if he can gain enough. Oh, Zoo is coming! Zoo is coming! Oh, it's so close! It's so close! Side by side! They almost touch. Still, side by side, they touched! And that means Zoo goes into the gravel just a little bit. He's now under attack from Casto. So as you can see here clearly, Scientist is kind of holding them up a little bit because the top 5 is now together. Castro had a gap of over 1.5 seconds. Oh my god! Do you see what I see? There are drops of rain! There are drops of rain! Oh my god! But it's not wet enough now. We have to check the tires. Castro and Colby are mediums. So the mediums are of course better now. They are better for sure. So all the guys on soft, they have to stay in the DRS of each other just to hold the position, because the medium runners, they have a massive advantage now. And the soft guys are desperately waiting on the rain to get a little bit heavier to just switch onto Inters. And Zoo is now attacking Spooner, both with DRS. Zoo has a little bit more ERS left going down the inside. Spooner now the outside. He's defending. Casto is seeing something. But he can't go for it. He almost lost the rear end. Oh my god! Oh my god! Casto and Kobe fucked each other up. Casto is out of the race. Kobe's still in. But Kobe's wing is not in. Walterby and Rob crashed behind. Rob probably has damage now. Oh my god. Safety car. Oh my fucking god. What 30 seconds? What the hell was going on? First Casto and Kobe crashed badly. Casto DNFs. Kobe back on track. Walterby and Rob fighting each other. Have to brake because of Kobe. Rob damages wing. Walterby probably too. And the safety car's out. Oh my fucking god. And now they're probably pitting. And they're pitting for Intis. What else? It's not wet enough right now, but the rain is there. And behind the safety car, the rain will get heavier. And the track will get wetter. So they have to pit now. And they have to pit for Intis. Nothing else. Let's see who selects the right tire here. Of course, everyone is coming in now. So Intis for Scientist. Intis for Haas. Intis for Williams. Kobe will double stack with Spooner, but it's not that bad. Because they switched it up pretty good. New wing for Kobe. He will stay there for a little bit. Intis for the Alpha. Intis for Rob. Mumram coming into the pits now for Ferrari. He will also switch to the intermediates. Moshe already on Intis. Okie fucking dokie. He's just overtaken Mumram in the pits. 5 seconds for Spooner for a collision with Scientist. Not so good. What is Wispen doing? He's in P10. He's staying out on soft. Okay. Okay. Maybe he knows a little bit more than we do. Ticunia is on the hard tire. That's really interesting. It's really interesting. If the rain stays like that, the dry tires are the right ones. But the track gets wetter now. You can see that. Oh, it's so tricky. But it looks like it has to be Intis. Spooner's pitting. Why is Spooner pitting? What does he do? Why is he pitting? What does he know that we don't? So he's waiting 5 seconds. Oh, he has damage. He has damage to his wing. That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. He had to wait 5 seconds. He has damage to his wing. Of course, it's into weather, but he's down to P10 from P2. What a moment of heartbreak. Ticunia is still in P11. Switch to Intis now, of course. He has to close the gap to all the guys in front. He's just coming on the main straight, and he has to hurry up. We're on lap 10 right now, and the safety car could come in on the... Oh, well, on lap 11, sorry. The safety car could come in at the end of that lap, and Ticunia has to hurry up. We're on board with him to see if he can catch the pack, and you also have the big map on the bottom right to see if he's able to do that. It looks like he can make it, but it's close. Good thing for him is that his tires will be on temperature. The safety car is coming in. Oh my god, it's so close. They're already in sector 3. Oh my god, it's too close. Spooner has reached the pack. D'Cunha hasn't. He hasn't yet. Scientist is making the pace. Let's see where he is right now. Penultimate corner. Oh my god, the guys are crashing. The guys are crashing. A lot of penalties are flying in. Wing damage. Oh, and Scientist is accelerating and then brake. Yeah, you can accelerate and then brake. Oh, that was nasty. That was nasty. And Zoo is on his tail. Position changes here. Penalties left the session. He's in the pits. He left the session. He's probably annoyed by the fact what went down there, but D'Cunha didn't make it. D'Cunha didn't make it, unfortunately. Well, he's closer to the pack now. He's just waiting for guys to do mistakes and crash, and then he capitalizes on that. Oh my god, Zoo is really close behind Scientist. We're switching on board here. He has a good feel for the weather and the track right now. But D'Cunha only 4 seconds behind Wisbin, so nothing's lost here. He has clean air, of course, so he can make up some positions, maybe. A lot of penalties came flying in as a result of that slowing down by Scientists at the restart. But at the end of the day, we have to see if it was all Gucci and the guys haven't been aware enough, or if it was really brake and accelerate. I didn't see that fully. And Wisbin spun, I think, on board. Oh, he crashed. Okay, so he's on soft, so it's not really a surprise. D'Cunha already up to P8 now. He's up to P8 already. Very good. Walterby into the pits. So that means P7 for D'Cunha. He's on a recovery now, officially. Oh, and Spooner is trying to overtake Mosher. Really close behind him. Oh, that looked nasty. And Spooner without a penalty at the moment, so he could gain a lot at the end of the race. Of course, he has to hurry up, because Mosher's gap to Kobe's already 2.5 seconds. Wisbin 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Wisbin DNF'd in the pits, so the only way to do it, and he did it that way. Very clean, very nice, very fair. Zoo still very close behind Scientist. What an exit! What an exit! Oh my god, I don't want to see that. Oh, it looked like Scientist just placed his car in front of Zoo to take the advantage off of him. Let's see if Zoo can make it work now after the penultimate and last corner here. Oh, he's gaining a lot on the apex. He has good apex speed, good exit, using ERS now. They're almost on the same amount of ERS, so probably no chance of an overtake here. Zoo has to capitalize on a mistake by Scientist at the exit of one of those corners, and then he can make the move. But on the main straight, I just don't see it. Oh, there it is, maybe. Oh, there it's not. It's not. Oh, it's so tense. Zoo is so close behind Scientist. Only 0.2 of a second. Kobe really close to Rob now too. We're staying with the leading group of Scientist and Professor Zoo, because that's for the win. We are on lap 14 of 16. The gap is now over half a second, so it doesn't seem like Zoo has a chance now to overtake Scientist. And of course, you don't know if Zoo maybe has damage from that little moment with Scientist when he ran to the back of him. Zoo is using his ERS, but he doesn't really have to. He has to do it on one of the exits. Otherwise, I don't see a chance of him gaining that position. Kobe retired from P4. Kobe is out of the race on lap 15 of 16. That means everyone's jumping up another place. Also Vicuña, who's already up to P6 now. Let's take a look at the penalties. Scientist with 13 seconds! Oh my god! That's why Zoo is not pushing that hard! Zoo on 5, Scientist on 13, and Rob is only 2.5 away! Oh my god! Let's see if one of these guys gets 5 or maybe 10 seconds removed from their time. That could change everything! But Zoo is on Scientist's back now! Maybe he's going for the move on the last lap! Taking that corner nicely. A little wobble by Scientist. Zoo with a nice exit, but it's not enough. It's not enough. They're both pushing very, very hard now. Because the gap to Rob is increasing from 2.5 to 3. Maybe now! Maybe now! He's faking it on the inside, but he's not doing it. Oh my god. That looked spectacular. Oh my god. Almost lost the rear end here. Zoo is pushing hard. He's just waiting for that one little mistake by Scientist. 0.4 of a second is the gap. No, that's a mistake by Zoo. That's 3 seconds to his name. And that's probably P1 and P2 for him. He will go down to P3 because Rob is penalty free at the moment. But yeah, the whole formation will change as soon as they cross the line. The incident report will be filled with a lot of removal of penalties. But as it stands right now, Scientist is crossing the line in P1. Zoo is crossing the line in P2, jumping up to P1 because of the penalties. Rob is your winner at the moment. Moshe crossing the line. Spooner up to P3 because he was also penalty free. Scientist going down to P5 now. Vicuña crossing the line in P6. Mumram around the penultimate corner. His teammate in the Ferrari come around the last corner on the main straight, using his last bits of ERS. P7 for him, and Walterby, who had to pit because of the damage, takes P8, while Pelagiel left the lobby after the restart, after the safety car phase, so that means unfortunately he will be disqualified from the race. Rob, also your driver of the day by Codemaster. Speaking of driver of the day, everyone in the Scientist Reverse Grid community has the chance to vote for his personal driver of the day. That means it doesn't have to be the same as did. Just vote for your personal driver of the day. 1 vote per community member, and that person gets another championship point. So Rob, your winner here at Imola right now. We will see if the results stand at the end of the day. So Rob P1, Zoo P2, Spooner P3, Moshe from P11 to P4, Scientist P5, Vicuña finishing in P6, Mumram in P7, Walterby P8, Pelagiel finished the race as a ghosted car. He left the lobby during the race. which means he will get disqualified. Kobe DNF'd, Wisbin, Casto too. So that's a double DNF for Casto. An absolute heartbreak for him and his championship dreams, but nothing's over yet. So I just want to thank everyone who tuned in. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching. And I wish you all a very nice weekend. Stay healthy, stay safe, and enjoy the finale of the Formula 1 season. Good night.